CBS 2 News starts right now with breaking news.
If you're heading out of town this 4th of July weekend, you might not be able to go where you want when you return. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot announcing a mandatory 2-week quarantine for people returning from states with high COVID-19 cases. CBS 2 political investigator Dana Kozlov live outside City Hall tonight. Dana.
Yeah, Erica, people impacted by this order will want to return to Chicago by midnight Sunday. That's because the 14-day mandatory quarantine goes into effect 1 minute later at 12:01 a.m. on Monday, and it affects those returning from 15 states specifically being hit hard right now by COVID-19 spikes. Those states include Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and Utah. Now, in some states, the spikes are pretty astounding. In Florida, for example, there were 10,100 new COVID-19 cases in the past 24 hours. Despite the surge, Florida's governor is not requesting people wear face masks. Another example, Texas saw more than 7,900 new cases in a day. But unlike Florida, Texas's governor is now requiring people wear masks in public. Earlier today, Mayor Lori Lightfoot talked about keeping Chicago on the right COVID-19 path, which is a downward one.
We are not going to suffer the fate that we've seen of other states and localities across the country that did not prudently recognize that reopening is not throwing open the barn door. Reopening needs to be cautious. It needs to be prudent. It is turning the dimmer switch, not flicking the light switch and letting everything go up for grabs. It's not going to happen in Chicago.
Now, there are exceptions to this emergency order. For example, it doesn't apply to people just passing through Chicago, and it doesn't apply to people, for instance, traveling for medical care. But those who violate it and are caught could, the mayor says, be fined up to $700 a day. Live outside Chicago City Hall, Dana Kozlov, CBS 2 News. Erica?
Dana, Mayor Lightfoot's emergency order only applying to Chicago. Is there any indication from Governor J.B. Pritzker that he may make this a statewide order?
You know, Erica, we reached out to the governor's office earlier, and a spokesperson saying tonight there are no plans for Governor J.B. Pritzker to make this a statewide 14-day mandatory quarantine for those returning from those particular 15 states. But even the mayor's order brings up some big enforcement questions and concerns, like overall, how do you do that? Tomorrow, we're told the head of the city's public health department will talk about this order and possibly about how it will be enforced. Erica?
All right, Dana, thank you.